Nobody expected the Atlanta Hawks to win more than 20 games going into last season. Some people were still somewhat optimistic about the future of the team, but still expected the Hawks to be one of the worst teams in the league. And at the beginning, they were actually on track to be one of the worst teams, as they started 6-23. But the Hawks played well past their initial projections, and all of a sudden looked like one of the most promising rebuilding teams in the league. From that starting point, the Hawks finished with a 22-30 record, winning a total of 29 games. People around the league had faith that general manager Travis Schlenk was going to make the right moves to steer the Hawks in the right direction. The Hawks caught a lot of heat for trading Luka Doncic for Trae Young on draft night. But after the performances they gave in their rookie years, you really can't go wrong with either player at this point. They both look like future game changers. It seemed when Trae Young struggled out the gate, the Hawks struggled as a team. But once he adjusted to the physicality and speed and started to shoot better, the team started to string along a couple of wins. He became a fan favorite for the Atlanta Hawks, and the city of Atlanta embraced him as he finished with a great rookie year, averaging 19 points, 8 assists, and almost 4 rebounds while shooting 42% from the field. He brought that same confidence and swagger he had from his freshman year in Oklahoma to his rookie year in the NBA. Quick handles, footwork, deep range, and great court vision. A dangerous combination for a point guard, and he's just getting started. Coach Lloyd Pierce gave Trae Young the keys to the offense and had the Hawks playing at the fastest pace in the league. The young players got used to playing in Lloyd Pierce's system and was competitive with almost every team in the league down the stretch. Having a veteran player like Vince Carter on the team is so valuable for a team full of young guys on and off the court. He will be back for his 22nd and final season in the NBA. Having his leadership and production could have the Hawks battling for a playoff spot in the final months of the season. Trae Young wasn't the only bright spot of the young guys. You also had improvements from John Collins, Kevin Huerter, Alex Len, and DeAndre Bembry. When you look at the 2017 draft, getting John Collins at 19 was an absolute steal, especially when you had guys like Josh Jackson, Malik Monk, Justin Patton, Frank Ntilikina, and a few others getting drafted before him. There's no doubt if you had a redraft, Collins would easily go into the top 10. He increased his scoring by a full 9 points per game. He became a more consistent three-point shooter and was also a good rebounder for his size. He was also a more active defender in the second half of the season. Kevin Huerter ended up getting more minutes than expected, even though there was a number of wing players already on the team projected to get a lot of minutes. He took over the starting two-guard spot early in December and played more minutes than most of the players in his rookie class. He is more than just a lethal shooter. He has a high basketball IQ, can pass, and he's also more athletic than he's given credit for. He played good basketball in his rookie year, and it doesn't seem like he'll be letting go of that starting spot anytime soon. The former 5th overall pick Alex Len has been a bust so far in his short NBA career, and nobody really thought he could turn it around. Whether you think he can live up to that top 5 selection or not, he proved last year he can be a productive big man. He reinvented himself and his game and became a very capable three-point shooter, shooting at 36%. Averaging 20 minutes a game, he was able to give you 11 points, 5 rebounds, and almost a block a game. With Dwayne Dedmon signing in Sacramento, those numbers can only get better. Because of injuries, DeAndre Bembry has never been able to put together a complete season. But last season was his best by far. He plays with a lot of energy and is best known for what he can do on defense and can also be able to serve as a secondary playmaker. When Jeremy Lin was bought out at midseason, Bembry was able to take control of the offense coming off the bench. His biggest weakness is his outside shooting, and he actually shot worse last season than he did the season before. After making a couple of trades, the Hawks ended up with the 4th pick and the 10th pick. The Hawks were a solid offensive team. They finished top 5 in three-pointers attempted, offensive rebounds, and was top 10 in assist rate. But it was a different story on the other end. They were among the worst defensive teams in the league as they ranked 28th in defensive rating. That was the main motivation to get one of the best defenders in the draft with the 4th overall pick. They drafted the forward out of Virginia and DeAndre Hunter. He is just what they needed, a 3-and-D guy. Hunter is the type of player that can come in right away and hold his own on defense. If his outside shooting can translate, he'll have a good start to his NBA career. The Hawks also drafted another forward in Cam Reddish, who many would tell you can be the most talented prospect in the draft. But his effort and dedication has been questioned, and he's less of a sure thing. His talent and size suggest he should be an all-star level player, but it's hard to know how hard he's going to work to improve his game because of how he played at times at Duke. They also made more additions to the team with Evan Turner, Allen Crabbe, and Jabari Parker. Turner and Crabbe are on the last year of their big contracts. Given Turner's passing ability, he could be the primary backup point guard to Trae Young. Him and Bembry are the only options to play backup point guard on the current roster. Allen Crabbe has battled injuries in the last couple of years, but he still can be a solid player if he can stay healthy. Jabari Parker is never going to be the player we thought he could be when he was drafted second overall in 2014. But coming off the bench at the 4, he can still help a playoff team. We all know by now that Jabari Parker is a one-dimensional player with defensive issues. He can still get buckets in a short amount of time. He shot at a good percentage last year and rebounded well for his position. We shouldn't expect anything more for Jabari Parker from this point on. The Atlanta Hawks are on track to build a winning culture because of their competitive spirit and playing with a sense of pride. But the Hawks will have more pressure to win more games next season. It's easy to sneak up on teams when nobody's expecting it. It's much harder to win games when teams know what you're capable of. I have the Hawks finishing in 10th place and winning 35 games, improving their record from last year. I fully expect the Hawks to be in the playoff hunt for the month of March and April, but they will fall short. But the year after is when they'll be expected to make the playoffs.